welcome to the review of the LTD SC 20, which I bought last week. Let's go down to business right away and talk about the bad things. The worst thing about this guitar is this pickup position. It's just plain stupid. If you're palm muting, this is exactly where your pick goes, and you will hit it all of the time if it's up where it needs to be. So I had to lower that. It's basically unusable for distorted sounds. Also, the ESP design pickups here are garbage if you want to play distorted with them. The Seymour Duncan JB is of course gold. Other thing that's maybe to criticize is the paint job up here. There's some bleeding from the paint on the binding. Not visible if you look at it like this way, but I'm gonna add a close-up shot later. And the third thing I don't really like is where the jack is, and this jack is kind of loosish too. However, the jack is like in a standard position for most of the guitars. So what do I like about this guitar? Why did I even bother keeping it? The best part is the fretwork, and that's why I kept the guitar. I was looking for an MH with a fixed bridge from Korea. Could not find one in Austria used, so I got this. I can't tell the difference between this and an MH. Honestly, it appears to be the same shape to me. So I finally found this here, which has a fixed bridge and is made in Korea and has Seymour Duncans. And has an ebony fretboard, which are all things that I was looking for. So I got this, and the best part about this guitar is the fretwork, and that's why you get a Korean guitar or Japanese guitar and not an Indonesian or Chinese junker. The frets on this are marvelous, and that's why I'm gonna keep it. Amazing fret job, almost as good as the one here in the Japanese ESP. So obviously the Seymour Duncan is great too. Another nice feature is that this isn't your standard tune-o-matic bridge. I think it's a Tone Pros locking tom, which has tiny screws in here, 2 of them, that kind of lock the tom in place so it won't wiggle if that happens. And I hope that this is not going to break as easy as the bridge on the SC607 I had 15 years ago, where the bridge broke within a week. The locking tuners do their job fine. They're LTD designed, however they do wiggle a little bit as far as tuning stability goes. I will talk about that later once I've done some recordings and sound thingies. So quick specs: alder body, maple neck through, ebony fretboard, and already mentioned the pickups. What's really nice about this guitar is that the volume knob is down here. Fantastic. So it doesn't get in the way when you're riffing. What's nice about this guitar too is that it has a very percussive sound. I think it lends itself to thrash or speed metal. What it doesn't have is a mean, deep, low-end chunk. My Floyd Rose guitars are way better for that, but I wasn't really looking for that in this guitar here. So quick and easy as a resume: if you would have to decide between this and an MH, I would pick the MH if it's made in Korea at every time. Reason being this stupid pickup here and that one. With the MH you get the same guitar, same price, but you get 2 quality either Seymour Duncan or EMG pickups, and the rest will be quite the same. Other than that, it's a keeper, because as said, the most important part for me is the fretwork and the pickups. Pickups are easy to change, fretwork is not easy to change. So I'm very happy about how the Koreans once again made this guitar. Every Korean LTD I got had great frets. This one has 2. And I guess I'll just go into some sound demos that are hopefully not as sloppy as the song in the beginning, but you know what what good is a perfectly recorded and edited song for a guitar review? So here we go. Let's do some different sounds and some riffing. I'm going to start with some generic riffing on the Seymour Duncan to show you what I mean with percussive sound. And as mentioned, it doesn't really have the low end chunk. That's the most you can get out of it. Another thing to notice if you take a look at the plastic I put in here, that's to dampen the string noise. There's a lot of noise coming from every guitar from here, and on toms there's a lot of noise coming from here, and that noise is being picked up by the pickups. There's still a slight residue coming from within the bodies, like a little tiny whimpering sound, but 95% of people are not going to notice it, and it's only noticeable if you play sharp stops like this. If you hear those rings, then you have good ears and good headphones. So sound-wise, quite nice. Also has a good attack and a very mid-rangey sound, which is fine. So I'll show you why the other pickups are useless for distorted sounds. Position 3. And this is position 2. And the first one, which is meant to be used for solos anyway. So speaking about leads, let's do some leads. I'll start with position 5 and then just indicate where I'm going. Okay, this is position 5. Sounds good. High fret access is actually very, very good. Works fine. So that's position 5. Let's switch to 4. So I guess for lead playing, the other pickups make way more sense. Not for rhythm playing. Let's do some acoustic sounds to wrap this up. If I could only find it. Oh. Right, start at 5. Alright, as you can see, acoustically it's quite versatile. There's some usable sounds in here, also for lead playing. I personally don't understand the point of using a single coil for lead playing instead of a humbucker. So that's why I'm saying the MH is the better guitar for the same price, because it has better specs. Last thing to check out is the tuning stability. I tuned this before I recorded all of this, which was 2 written tracks and this little bit of doodling here. The D is still on point, the G2. The B went flat considerably. E is perfect. A bit sharp. And the D is a bit sharp. So we got one string that went out of tune a bit. So tuning stability is not perfect. As a studio instrument, it probably will not work until you replace the bridge and the tuners. If you're just recording at home, it will be fine. If you get this for a nice price, I would recommend picking it up because of the excellent fretboard, unless, of course, as I already mentioned twice, you have the possibility of getting a Korean MH. Once again, a nice LTD guitar, way better than the recent junk I bought from Jackson. And that will do it for today. If you like those riffs, check out Wolfpack Unleashed.